Michael Pearl here with your daily Bible Manna, and we're in a very interesting verse today in Romans chapter 5, verse 12. In fact, it's so interesting, it's controversial. I like controversial passages. I like them because I'm a puzzle solver. I like to fix things that are broken. I like to discover truths. I'm kind of a Bible scientist, I guess you might say, a Bible detective. I like to figure things out and understand what God is saying. Been working at it 65 years plus, and it gets better all the time. Wherefore, as by one man sin entered into the world. Now, Adam wasn't the first sinner. Satan had sinned before he did. But there was no sin in the world. God created a new world when he created Adam and Eve. Brand new world, no sin in it. And by one man, sin entered the world. Think of it, it was a perfect paradise. A place that was sinless from North Pole to South Pole, from east to west. There was no sin on the planet. Can't imagine a world like that. And by one man, Adam, sin entered the world, and death by sin. And so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned. Now that death is not spiritual death, as some people, that's why I say it's controversial, not spiritual death, that's physical death. Death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned. The wages of sin is death, physical death, dying. That's why we all die, is because of sin. If there were no sin, we wouldn't be dying. We'd still be eating the tree of life and living forever. But as it is, all of us have the death sentence on them. When you come out of the womb, making that first cry, you start your journey to death. And you lived just long enough in this life, in most cases, to make up your mind whose side you're on and what you want for eternity. Death passed upon all men, for that all sin. So one by one, men come into the world, and by one, we take that long downhill journey to death. And death passes on all of us because of the sin of Adam. It wasn't his sin that was, I'm not guilty of his sin. I'm not ashamed of what he did. I am not guilty for what he did. I'm not punished for what Adam did. But I did inherit the death penalty from Adam. You see, put it this way. There is a king in England years ago, a king, and he has his sons. And here's a son who is up to become king very soon when his father dies. But the son is found guilty of some crime, and he is shipped off to Australia. You know how they used to send their jailbirds off to Australia. And he no longer can be king. He's been he cannot receive the throne forever. But he's known when he gets there as the king's son, and some people treat him good, some people treat him rather poorly because of that. And then one day he has a child. His child is born, and someone says he's royalty. No, he's not. He's exactly what his father was. He's an ex-con. He's a criminal. He's inherited from his father the shame of what his father did. He'll never be king. He's shut out from that forever. And when Adam sinned, I'm not guilty, and the son was not guilty of what the father did, but inherited the consequences. He inherited the lost state of being cast out of the kingdom, banished forever. You and I were shut out of God's kingdom. We're born shut out of God's kingdom because of what Adam did. And so life becomes a trial between good and evil for each one of us. And evil always wins unless Jesus Christ steps in to free us. And we're going to see pretty in the next passages how Jesus Christ is going to bring life to dead bodies, to those with the death penalty pronounced upon them. That's all for now.